Welcome everyone to our Team Nailed It Personal Development Book Club night. Tonight we're going to be talking about Get Over Your Damn Self. It was a freaking good book, or audio book. That's how I read it. So we're all going to be talking about that because most of us here read it. Some didn't. Some read half of it. I got to be honest, I only read half of it. But before we get started, I want to see your nails. Let me see. Everybody show them off. I like to see what everyone's wearing. Oh, Lori, you're wearing, what is that color again? I know exactly what it is, but what's it called?
It's like, I have no idea.
It's like that swirly white one.
Yeah, right? It's that swirly one.
Fun.
So, first of all, congratulations! 70! Woo!
I know, it was so fun. We had so many people in our team. I need to do a shout out. Like, I can't even keep up with shouting out you guys because you're doing so well. Like, we got to shout out Amanda, who was number 6 in sales. She's on here. Where did you go?
So this chick that is on my uplines team, she was number 6 in sales in the company, in the entire company. She sold in 7 months over $15,000.
Yeah. Amanda's amazing. Lindsay, there you are, Amanda. You got to do a little happy dance. Number 6, baby. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Yeah, okay. It just glitched for a second. So congratulations, Amanda. And yeah, Erin got number 2 in sales. And then Lindsay was something on there. She was in the top 25 for something. Where are you, Lindsay? Word. I got to look at my email, and I'm going to do a shout out tomorrow in our team of like everyone that was on that list. But it was so cool to see so many people in our team on that list because our team is freaking awesome. So yeah, and did you guys see that we sold 1.5 million in nails in 2017? Like, that's insane. It's insane. So good job, everyone. Super proud of you all. Congratulations for those of you that are new, you chose the right team. Right, Lori? Is there anyone else that's new and just joining us today or this month?
Me.
Amanda, welcome. Who's your upline?
No, the day before yesterday.
No way. That's awesome.
Today and had my first sale like half an hour ago, and I'm super excited.
Yay! That's so exciting. First sale's the best. Okay, you need to write it down because I don't remember who my first sale was. Like, you need to write down who it was just so you remember 2 years down the road when you're like a millionaire and, you know, you can congratulate that customer. Anyone else new in this group? Wendy, welcome. Where are you joining us from, Wendy? Let me unmute you. Oh, you got it.
I live in Austin, Texas.
Austin, fun.
Yep. I had my first sale yesterday, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Awesome.
Fun.
Definitely. Thank you.
Yay. Anyone else new that's joining us? Okay, well, we're glad to see you all. I'm going to go over just a couple announcements and then we'll get started. So you guys saw that if you bonus qualify for the next 3 months, you'll get not 1, but 12 sets of those glitter dipped nails, like 12. That's a lot. And you can either wear them all because it's going to be hard to want to share those, or sell them. So that's so exciting. So make sure you're bonus qualifying January, February, and March. And then also they announced the Color Street Conference in Las Vegas, July 25th through the 27th. How many of you guys are planning to attend? Me. Yeah, seriously, it's like a game changer. If you guys can make it happen, like start saving your money, Make it happen. It will change your business when you go to those things because you connect with everyone and you get fired up and you come home super motivated to rock the fall. So I want to see all you guys there. Like we need a team nail that needs to take over Vegas. What were some of the other announcements? So the presidential circle opportunity is so amazing. You get to be, if you earn senior executive director, right? Yes, that's what I am. If you maintain that two consecutive months in 2018, then you will become part of the presidential circle, and you will also get paid that 1% bonus pool. Holla! So we're doing like a presidential push group for anyone that wants to push it for it. And you guys, you can be brand spanking new and get there. I mean, this business has only been around 7.5 months, and I was able to get there. So it's not impossible. It's something that if you wanted it bad enough, you can make it happen. And so I'm excited to see you guys going for it. And I know we're going to have a bunch of girls from Team Nail that get there. So yeah, those are kind of the things going on before we get started. But all right, so let's talk. First, I want to get your guys' feedback on future book club meetings. So I've been doing this for a few months now where I give you like a book club book to read or listen to on Audible, and then we discuss it the first Wednesday of each month. My husband suggested something tonight that I thought was actually a really good idea because I know it's hard to read like a full book, like a lot, we're all like super crazy busy, and it is hard to read a full book. And I got to be honest, I didn't read this whole thing. And he was like, you should do like a podcast book club. Oh, there's Max showing me his Legos. Yeah. Can you go out? And so let's see. What was I talking about? A podcast instead, where we all listened to a podcast that was maybe like an hour long and then discussed it. So you guys, let me know your thoughts on that, maybe in the chat, or, you can unmute yourself on your thoughts on that. Or if you want to just write in the chat bar, there's a little chat bar, you can type in and tell me what you think of that idea. Otherwise, we can just continue what we're doing, but I thought that was a good suggestion to try. So let me know your thoughts on that while I close the door and lock it. Anyone have any feedback? Oh, Polly says, I've got the flu and I sound like death, so I won't talk, but I think a podcast is a great idea. There's so many great ones. Yeah, I think so too. And I think it would be a little less overwhelming. Don't you guys think? I don't know. But maybe you guys like reading like full books and having an excuse to or a deadline to read them. Yeah, Polly says that would be so much easier. So, Bobby says she likes that idea. Lindsay likes the podcast. Okay, so we might just do that. Maybe I'll do a poll in Team Nailed It. Welcome, Erin. Congratulations. Number 2, baby. Can you hear us, Erin? You're mute. You're here. I'll unmute you.
The crying?
There you are.
I'm here, but I got a crying child.
Okay. Well, I was just congratulating you real quick.
Oh, thank you. I can't hear very well. I got to turn on my volume. What's going on?
Okay. Yay. I know. We got some rock stars on our team. Like 2 of our girls are in the top 10 of sales. So amazing. And you guys, I have YouTube videos of both of them speaking to our team, so you can go watch them. Okay, I'm going to mute you again, Erin, and we're going to start our discussion on this book because it was such a great book. So I'll share some of my thoughts, and then I really hope that some of you guys will be brave enough to share your thoughts as well, even if you didn't read very much. Lindsay, did you want to go first because didn't you have to go soon? Or do you want me to go?
I can go first if you want.
Okay.
I didn't finish the book all the way, but the chapters that I did get through on a road trip, because that's really like the only time I have a second to sit down and read a book without kids on me. There were two things that I took away the most from the few chapters that I did read, and that was the reasons that people fail, that chapter where they talk about why people fail in the business. And I talked to my girls about this too, the leaders on our team. The reason which one is it? I think it's number 2. Hold on. Oh, look at that. I pulled my book out for this. Okay. Reason number 2, not treating it like a business. And we talked about this at conference too, when they were talking about managing your time. The thing that stands out to me is like, if you don't wake up and plan to go to work, like make it an actual business for yourself, then it just becomes a hobby, and it's not something that you will ever have a full-time income from, which was my goal in this business. So it's important to kind of set a calendar for yourself and plan time to sit down and work. And it's really hard to do. I stay home with 4 kids. So this is actually like my biggest struggle, which I think is why it stood out to me so much. Because if you can't set aside the time and treat it like an actual job where you would have a boss that holds you to getting things done, then it's harder to make it successful. Does that make sense? Like that really stood out to me from that chapter. Oops, I just clicked off of the video. Hold on. There you go. Okay, and then the other one.
No, yeah, I agree, because I feel like if you're not setting work hours, it's really hard to just kind of do it here and there in the cracks. So even if you're only working an hour, like if you have like set work hours, and even if they have to be different hours a day, I think like that's so much more effective.
Yeah, like whatever hours you can fit in. For me, it's once my husband gets home and can take the kids, I can kind of disappear into a bedroom or something and work for a second. Yeah, he doesn't love it, but it's he's not in the different room right now. It's easier for me to focus. Like last night after our call, Kelly, I sat up for probably an hour and a half and just hammered out some training I wanted to do for my team. And so it was such like uninterrupted time. And if you can take those few hours that you get during the week and like really focus on your work, and don't let other distractions, like don't browse Facebook and don't chat with friends, like just work. You'll get so much more done. Cause like this job where people spend 20, 30 hours and get almost nothing done. That was me with my other businesses. And so with this one, I'm trying to like limit the time and get more done in that time frame, because it's so hard with kids to devote the time, if that makes sense. So that helped me a lot. Like listening to that chapter helped a lot.
Because I think I used to do this when I was a photographer. I ran a photography business from home, and I would hire a sitter once a week to come and watch my kids while I was working at home. So I was still there, but just to watch them. So I had I knew I had at least one day with a 3-hour chunk where I could get some crap done, So yeah, it's super effective.
Yeah. Did anybody else want to comment on that point before I talk about the second thing? I don't want to skip it if people have something to say. Aaron wrote something. I haven't read it yet. Hold on. I'll be honest, I didn't read it. I would love to see what the executive's work schedule is like. What do you do every day? I want to have a schedule like an executive, because if I believe I am and act like I am the sooner. That's a good point, Aaron. My schedule is not, it's still very sporadic because I drive a lot for my kids. My daughter has preschool from 9 to 1. And then a 1 to 2 preschool on Fridays. And my son gets out of school at 2:30 and then has gymnastics from 3:30 to 5:30. So we do a lot of driving. So mine mostly is after hours when the kids go to bed. I spend probably an hour or 2. And then I do it at first thing in the morning when my kids go off to school, because my little kids are entertained enough by things in the house early, and it's not approaching nap time. That's when I get the most work done. But I'm really bad at it. Like I said, it's my biggest struggle. So maybe Kelly has, although your kids are all in school, right?
Yeah, but I've been working from home for 10 years. So I did have to do it for tons of years and what I used to do was I was very strategic with screen time. So I had strategic screen time where they got they could watch one full movie. And then I would have nap time, and I was like a nap Nazi. So I had nap time. And then when my husband, when the kids went to bed, I had an hour. So I'd get hour chunk, probably about a 3-hour chunk through the day. And now my kids all go to school. And so, and it goes by really fast, but I work from about 9 to 3, but it's not all day long. I take like an hour break for lunch. But I do work and I work from a list. So this is my planner, you guys. You're going to laugh, but this has worked best for me. I double dare you to try it. It is serious. I used to teach an organization class, and this is what I taught. It's the power of a Post-it note. So I would just put, because my upline actually gave me this Kate Spade planner, and I was like, oh, that's so awesome. But then I put a crap load of stuff on there, and then I get super overwhelmed because I'm like, whoa, that's way too much stuff to do, right? But if I have it all, like if I just have like a few things on a Post-it note, and it's staring at my desk, it's on my desk, it's staring at me. So when I'm here and I don't get too distracted, I try not to get distracted. That's staring right down at me. And I'm like, oh crap, that's what I got to be doing. So that's been really effective for me.
I definitely use a planner, like the full-on Erin Condren planner. But
yeah.
I highlight and I go by that. But that's, I was reading Polly's comment. Have you read it on the chat? So she just enrolled her daughter in a preschool 3 times a week for 3 hours so she can work. And then her husband is going in early and coming home early so she can leave the house and go to a coffee shop. That's a good idea, by the way, Polly. I think it's helpful if I leave a house or go to a room without any children. Plus, I hate being on my phone in front of my kid. Just makes me feel guilty. So excited for this new schedule and hope it's more effective and productive. That's like my biggest, when I talked to Melissa, the VP of sales, she asked what my biggest personal struggle was. And for me, it was, I've always worked from home for probably 6 years. I've worked from home doing different things. And always my biggest struggle is I'm staying home because I want to spend time with my kids. But I find that I'm either working and ignoring my kids, or they're in the way, or I'm with my kids and ignoring my work. And I feel like I should be doing my work and not, so I'm never 100% in either place. And so that's one of the things I'm working on too, is like, if I set a schedule and I know that my kids will be here or there, then I can like work and really work in those hours and then be done and then be home and be with my kids. So that's like kind of what I'm trying to do with the scheduling. And I feel like her book really covers that, like as far as work it like a business, but then also be home, and don't be in and like one foot in, one foot out is kind of how I've always felt in both places.
Yeah. And that's how I felt too. And I felt super guilty. So I had to get hardcore about like, these are my work hours. When I'm done, I'm done. And I'm not perfect, but I really try. When my kids are home from school, like I'm done, and then I think it helps, this is just another random tip, but I think it helps to like have an office. And my kids share so that I can have an office. And so I can lock the door when I'm working, and then I can also leave my work in here when I'm done. You know what I mean? So that helps too. But, and Polly said, the other thing is my husband and I decided we are going to sit down on Sunday nights and plan out the entire week together, which days he will be home, which days I'll work. That's a great idea. Sunday's such a good day for planning and meal planning.
And it's awesome that he works with you on that too, because having a husband support or spousal support or family in general, if you don't have a spouse, makes all the difference in a direct sales company.
Seriously. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, continuing, Lindsay.
Okay. So the second one, the last one that, for why people fail, this was also in that category, was that they're not hungry enough. And I did an entire training on this with my team because I've always heard, okay, I did LuLaRoe before this, and I've always heard, figure out your why. What's your why? It's so important. What's your why? But she phrased it in here different than I had heard it in other places. So we all know that like your why can't just be, I want money, because that's not specific enough. It's not something you can attain. It's not like an achievable goal, right? Like a trackable. So then she was like, you're always supposed to go deeper. Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? Until you get to like the root of it or whatever. And so I've heard that over and over again. But then she talks about, it's not just a why, it's like a reason, like you're not hungry enough. It has to be a reason to get past the daily distractions to focus and want to get up and work your business every day. And that like put it in a different perspective for me, because it has to be, it's not just like a why do I want to be making money with this? It's like a, what is going to be enough for me to get myself out of bed and say, okay, this morning, no matter what else is going on, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to work my business in the hours that I've set. And I'm going to focus on getting this done every single day. rather than like, oh, you know, the dog threw up on my floor and now my whole day is thrown. Like there's just things that happen, you know, that can throw your day. And then no, shut up. It just throws your day. And so it can, you know, the distractions, especially when you have kids or errands to run, it has to be a why enough to keep it in the front of your mind to work your business. And so that just kind of like stuck with me. And I did a whole training for my girls on figuring out their why. And we're doing the one word, and we're doing a vision board party on Saturday, like this whole thing about your why, you know, because we're really focusing on that this month. And so that stuck with me with this book.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And speaking of that, you guys, next week we are doing an online vision board party where we'll be talking. I'm hoping you guys will come and bring your vision boards and maybe share some of your vision. And I'll be talking about like the power of a vision board and sharing my vision board. And anyway, I just think it'll be really cool to like share some of our goals and inspire everyone to create vision boards because they are powerful. I've been doing them for like 3 or 4 years, I can't remember, and it blows my mind how amazing they are and how effective they are. So come with your vision board if you can, but next Wednesday, so you can share it with us, we can chat. You can make it on like a poster board just with like ideas and things that you want to happen in 2018, or you can just make it in like a Canva, or I know there's some apps that you can make vision boards. So that's your homework for this week. Okay, so I'm going to share just a few of my thoughts from the book, and then hopefully one of you guys will share your thoughts as well. One of the things I loved was the follow-up, and she said like how she talked about following up a lot, and she gave all these reasons to follow up. Like I can't remember, she called it like reasons to, it was like it was alliteration, I can't remember what it was. Reasons to reach out. I think that was it. And it was like 7 reasons to reach out, and she talked about, you know, different ones, like if you have a team member rank advance, like reaching out and saying like, oh my gosh, you know, so-and-so, I just had a girl rank advance and she is a teacher like you are, and I really think you would do well with this business. And anyway, she just had all these different reasons that you could reach out to people, and I just thought that was super smart, so that you always have an excuse to follow up with them, you know, because I really, really believe follow-up is where it's at. And she talked about like that so many people are missing out on that. And you know, she said like, I feel like a lot of people get discouraged because they hear a no, or they get ignored. Like sometimes you'll message someone and they don't message back, but that doesn't mean they're telling you no. That might mean they're busy, or they read it and they accidentally forgot to respond. I know that's happened to me. It's just really important. Sometimes it's timing. Sometimes they're interested, but like the timing's not right, or they're trying to figure out the budget. So I just think following up is super important. And one thing she mentioned in the book that I think that I used to do when I was a Beachbody coach was when I would talk to people and they'd be like, yeah, I don't know, now's just not a good time. You know, like maybe in a couple months when we have a little more money, and I'd be like, all right, I'll be sure to message you. I'm like, okay, cool, no worries. I'm like, I'll reach out to you in a couple months and see how your things are going. And then I literally put it on my calendar, and I have a reminder that says like, message Amy on, you know, 2 months from now. And I put it on I have an app. I use Calendoo. It like syncs with your Google Calendar. But it's cool because it'll email you and tell you like, hey, email Amy, you know. And so that way you can remember to follow up with those people down the road, because that's the one thing I loved is she's like, get people out of your funnel. She said people get stuck in your funnel, and she's like, you want to go for no. You either want them to say, no, leave me the heck alone, or give you a referral, right? And if they're not giving you a no, she like talked about how to get an answer, like how to, you know, follow up and find out what the real reasons are, what's really holding them back and stuff, and like get them out of that funnel, get them stuck there. Because otherwise, she said, and I thought this was really interesting. She said, if you have like 8 people that say, oh yeah, I think I might sign up, or I'm going to sign up, you know, in a month or so, then you think you have all these prospects that are going to sign up and you don't really move on to the next. So she's like, get them out of your funnel. They're stuck. Get them out of there so you can move on. So anyway, those were some of the things that I loved. Any thoughts on that? And would anyone like to share what they read and what they loved from this book? Unmute yourself if you do, because I can't see all your. Aaron. Aaron said, my thoughts are I need to read this book. I know, I was telling Aaron today, I'm like, you need to read it. Seriously, you guys, everyone needs to. This book is probably the best network marketing book I've ever read. Like, she is so specific on, you know, and I want to buy, I'm usually an Audible girl, but I actually want to buy the hard copy so I can like refer to it when I'm like, okay, because I feel like she has a solution for every problem. It's like, okay, this person's, you know, not responding. What do I do? You know, like I swear she had some sort of solution for almost every situation in network marketing. Okay. Let's see. It's a great book. I'm stuck on trying to find my true why. Yeah, that's a tricky one. You'll have to ponder that. I know it's hard. It's like, how do you find your why if you're not sure how to find it? Maybe you guys can share. Paola says, I'm a pen and paper girl, or Paola, sorry, but haven't put pen to paper in a long time. So this is something I want to work on. Okay, who wants to unmute and share some thoughts?
Okay, I'll share something.
Awesome.
So I loved this book, and I feel like my biggest hurdle in network marketing is almost like educating people now that it's kind of like a new way to shop. Because if in my network of friends, I don't have a single friend that isn't selling something. It's just everybody is selling something.
True.
So now, you know, you can see even how they talk to me and how I talk to them. We've all been reading these books and stuff. But what I really kind of liked about, I mean, she's definitely a no-nonsense person, which I can appreciate, but some of it is even a little hard to like, you kind of cringe when she says things.
Yeah.
But she kind of said, like, those days of going out in your sweatpants and your messy bun and like your last night's mascara, she's like, that's gone. Like, you are basically your walking billboard for your business. And, you know, she said, I'm not saying you have to look like you're, you know, on Wall Street every day, but she said, you kind of are just this billboard. Like, what they see is, you know, if you're not wearing your color street nails one day, even, it's like one opportunity that you don't know that you're going to miss. And I don't like to get ready every day. And not that I feel like she was saying you have to totally look gussied up, but she's basically saying, like, you are your own billboard. You are the marketing tool. And like everybody else, these huge companies like Amazon or Target, they're putting tons and tons and tons of money to make their marketing look amazing. And you got yourself, and we have power of the company and our teams and stuff. But it's so true, because every time I've taken my nails off, people have said, where are your nails? What are you wearing today? How come you don't have something on? I'm like, it's just one day. It just happened this afternoon. I'm putting them on later, you know? But so It's just interesting that it always kind of has to be like at the forefront.
Yeah. I swear that's whenever you see people is when you like don't have your nails on, or when they look like ragged.
Yeah.
Embarrassed.
Yeah.
No, it's so true. You are your brand. So
yes.
And that's why it's also so important that you're posting on social media every day about your life, because that's how you attract people, because they're like, oh, she's fun. I like her. I connect with her. I trust her. So yeah, super important. Thanks for sharing that, Christine. Any other thoughts? We have 10 minutes before the software is going to shut us down. But I want to hear from more of you.
Hey, Kelly.
Yes.
It's Margaret. Sorry, I'm in my car. So I'm
you're fine.
listening to you guys.
Hi.
I read this book in like July when I first started Color Street, and I absolutely loved it. So I have actually been sending this book to like all my new enrollees since I started because I loved it so much. I have a lot of girls on my team who have never done direct sales, and they love this book because I think it was very eye-opening, and she has a great twist on, like you said, like she tells you everything, every objection she has an answer for. So I think too, like people might want to maybe even incentivize like their enrollees with this book. Like I know how like you do the Kate Spade bag, but like it could be like an incentive for people that people could give this like as a gift, you know?
Yeah.
It's such a great book.
I love that idea. In fact, I was actually thinking that I used to always, like in the new stylist training, I used to always recommend You Are a Badass. But I was like, this one kind of covers everything. Like, I was like, I think I'm going to replace that, like recommend this as, and yeah, like I love the idea of sending them the actual.
Yeah, and I'm an Audible girl as well, but I actually, for some reason, maybe, is it not on Audible or is it? I can't remember.
It's on Audible. That's how I listen.
Oh, it is. Okay, so I don't know why I got the book because I usually listen to books, but for some reason I got that book, and like you said, I'm like, I am so glad I have it because I reference that all the time.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. I'm like, I don't normally like hard copies, but hello, I want it. Well, there's Lori's. Yeah, that's the book. Look at Lori's screen right there. He has it on, is that on Kindle? Yeah, it's $14 on Amazon. And you guys, I just looked and it has 5 stars on Amazon, like 5 out of 5. That's crazy. Such a good book. Okay, any other thoughts? We have like probably 5 more minutes. So I want to hear more feedback from those of you that read it or read chunks of it. Be brave. Did anyone else read it? Wendy, did you? Okay, I want to hear just a little nugget of wisdom. I'm unmuting you, Wendy. Wait, it's not letting me unmute you. Can you unmute yourself? There you go.
Okay. All right. Let me look in my book. So I've had I've had multiple direct sales businesses, and I love everything Color Street has to offer, and I love the product, and I love that it's easy and blah, blah, blah. And I guess I liked the things that were said earlier about the reasons why people fail. I know in a lot of my other businesses, I've loved the things, but I've slacked and I've been afraid to talk to people. But with Color Street, how hard is it to walk up and give somebody a little fingernail sample? It's not, a nail polish sample. It's not hard. I also, after reading this book, made my dream board. And so
awesome.
I'll be able to, of course, share that next week.
Perfect.
And there was one tidbit that I wrote down that says, don't focus on your goal, focus on the process of reaching your goal. Because when you just focus on the goal, it's so big sometimes. But if you just focus on the little bitty things that it takes to get there, that it kind of takes the pressure off. And so that's my tidbit. I loved that.
I do too. I feel like if you just focus on the action items, like, then you won't, yeah.
It's a great book.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you.
Good thoughts. Okay, who else wants to share? There's lots of you on here, so I know you have thoughts. One quote I remember from this morning listening to it, she said, it was like a one-liner, I'll probably butcher it, but it was something like, she's like, say this with me, you're not being pushy, you're being professional. And I think she was talking about following up, and I was like, yeah, that's so true. Like, professionals follow up. That's what you do. So I liked that line. I'm like, okay, following up, really, it isn't being pushy, especially if someone said they were interested, it's not like you're putting a gun to their head. You're just asking if they're still interested, right? Sometimes I think we overthink it, you know? Okay, anyone else? Hillary, did you read it? Anyone else read it? Come on, I know there's someone else out there that has read it and wants to share. Okay, all right, well, I guess that wraps it up. Anyway, it is a really good book, and I do need to finish the rest of it because I loved it so much. But because it just had so many good network marketing tools for us, and especially for women. I just love it that it was written by a woman. I'm all about girl power, and I felt like it was very in tune with like the way that people sell nowadays. So yeah, if you haven't read it yet, get a copy. Super, super good. And then join us next week. Oh, we have less than a minute anyway. So join us next week for our online vision board party. I'm super stoked to see all your vision boards and just get inspired together about that. And so we can rock 2018. Okay. Now, if you are a team leader or above, stick around, look in the team leader group. We're going to be having a meeting right after this with Presidential Founders guest speakers. So look for the link for that in the team leader group. All right. Thanks for joining me, ladies. Have a good night. Bye.